once again here at Margaret River main break as she's taken on M.Picklum, and an unbelievable shot from the sky.
She's the local girl. She's the girl to beat here. She got her first wave underway here. Beautiful first turn from the West Australian goofy footer. And again, so Bronte means business here in the quarterfinals. It's game on, and I know that scores like that only rev Molly up even more. She loves a challenge, so let's see how she answers back.
A lot of big news to talk about in just a moment as we lock in with M.Picklum. So much speed off the bottom. Setting up the second point here. She'll just really try to lean into the carve. Wave went flat on her. So she's basically finishing a little warm-up wave. Let's watch this one again.
I like this wave from Molly. There's a little bit of variety and it really puts her arm back in the wall for this one. Can tell that wind's starting to pop up a little bit. She got stuck at that top third. Buried a little bit of rail, but really regained beautifully. Carried speed through this wave, stomped on the tail.
Down the stretch of the wave at Super Tubes as we look at the roll in from the wild card. Look at that bottom turn. Doesn't get any better than that. Smooth and finesse from Macaulay. Second turn complete. Looks like she's lighting up the end section well timed. Snap, and she will just run out of room, so she's got to get out.
Molly unfortunately not getting the finish, but I loved the approach from both of the women in this heat. Bronte, that bottom turn was just textbook, really unleashed on top of that wave. And then she kind of sweeps through another carve. A lot of water on the face here, but bowly section, and that is just textbook. B.Mac just belting that steep section.
Molly needs to answer now. Little warbly on the takeoff, but then seals it with a nice clean off the top. Little sticky on that second turn for Molly, and she will try to punch out the finish. Put a lot into the end section turn, but she's down.
She goes for it on the N1 too. Says hello to the reef, and Molly, this first turn, wow. Really solid moment in this heat. So much power, so much drive. Puts it on rail again. And in true Molly fashion, she's just going to go for this end section. You can tell she tried to use that speed, get out over.
As we look out at main break, seeing the red jersey of M.Picklum stepping into gear. Throws down the slice into the pocket. She's had a 4 and a 5 so far. Nice clean rails on that one, opening up a bit further. And getting to that finish nice and early for the completion. Time Molly's won an exchange in the matchup. Things are turning in favor of M.Picklum here.
Yeah, really smooth surfing from Molly. Held that line all the way around. Really loved this next turn. This was the one for me. Just really released on that tail. Pushed super hard. Knew she needed the finish and got it. I feel like
the backhand to Bronte Macaulay heading that direction. Big section approaching. Oh, she goes upside down. And went straight down to the bottom there. Hopefully she's popping back up quickly. There she goes.
She probably would have wanted to connect better, but got the finish, which is all about confidence here for Pickles. And then Bronte, B.Mac, this backhand attack is just so textbook. Unfortunately, just so much speed wiped her off like a lot of other women on the rankings right now. She is sitting at third and not too far behind Gabby and Katie, only 400 points behind them.
Molly's fired up. She's into wave number 4. Surfing her way into a nice clean rhythm now. Another great combination. She'll fall on that finish.
Now in her surfing. And so when she really pushes, we know excellence is available right at the tip of her fingers. Beautiful carve. Comes back around, big section, floats the tail, and you can tell she... And then on came the Challenger Series.
How cool. What a great story. You two in the same generation as we watch Bronte just carve her way out of that one. So starting off with 2 keepers. Paddling into this one, Molly using priority quickly. Needs a 6.98. Finding a rhythm. Nice slingshot carve there. Pushing out in front. Lays that rail over. Nice clean roundhouse. Still some room to move. She'll throw down a carve and then runs out of wave. But she is in great form now.
She is, and she's got the surfing to be able to do it. She just didn't get the end section she was really looking for here, but I love these first carves. So much spring. You can tell the confidence really built from that one. This one, full roundhouse, brings it all the way back around. Knew she needed a bit more. Bobbled a little bit through that one for Molly, but
But now we're down to 45 seconds for Bronte to try to go 2 straights against Picklum in main break. Nice start there. Bronte tracking down the line. Second turn, a big hook, and she controls it.
All the smile on her face, it felt good for her too. It had that click feeling that all of us surfers really look for. Bigger wave, scoops the carve off that first section, comes around and just absolutely belts that end section.
Molly trying to pull this one off. Hard takeoff, but now onto the shoulder. Throws down a wrapping cutback. Leans into a nice open face hook. End section approaching and tags it twice through the white water. And we are going to call this a heat. Congrats to both Australians.
Just that double hand fist pump to say I liked it. Molly here with a bit of a tricky takeoff. Air drops down. In this back end of the heat, she's really been so springy and really put that rail on so beautifully, just like we saw in this replay. Gets the finish on this one. So this was an incredible momentum builder for Molly. She did build on every single wave, but
the last wave for Bronte's in 7.83. Last for Molly in the 5s. It will be Bronte Macaulay representing the West once again into another semifinal. Her 4th in her career at Margaret River, her 7th in her championship tour career.